Hello everyone, this is Thugruck, and today we're going to be doing a tanking demonstration for level 18 Preaching to the Dead. This is an advanced tanking demonstration, and as such the pulls will be a little bit more difficult, and they will be more complex to allow for you as a tank to carry low DPS to the end of the map without successfully carry low DPS to the end of the map without losing the map and still finishing on time, even though you have low DPS. So to start things off there, it's real simple. I just pulled those 3 clumps of skeletons, and I pulled this archer here also. Before we get into more pulls, I'm just going to say for a tank swap you need a BMS. And other than that, everything is pretty standard. Since it's level 18, I can't always count on my healers, so I'll bring Lurcher Sandwiches as a swap if I find the healing to be too low. And then I've also got the typical Holy Healer, and I told people to bring a Iron Root Staff or to bring a Frost Staff. So for this, we're clearing this tree here, and we're targeting this archer, and we're watching the archer that just left the screen there. So we're going to try to grab 4 archers here, and it just kind of comes with practice, knowing when the archer will be back, and honestly I get it wrong sometimes. So we're going to start, just roll the auto attack, take the next one and poison them, soldier helmet, and then E them when they're all clumped together. And that is why you never have a healer heal during a pull, guys. He'll cause you to miss some of your stuns. So for that pull, as you can see, after I poisoned the 2 other archers, I brought them back, soldier helmet, and I used my E to dodge their auto attacks and stun them all together. Then I built up to 4 auto attacks, snared them, and just queued them off cooldown. I brought them down here after their first stun so they would clump on this corner here, and then I went in for another stun. Alright, next, we're waiting for the patrol that's coming towards us now to go back over here. So just doing a little bit of housekeeping in the meantime, clearing those 2 skeletons so that we have a clear path. So once he's all the way at the end of his patrol route, you're going to poison him, and that way you'll pull the 2 archers and the sword guy that's over there. Bring them all down here. Walk towards them and E to dodge their auto attacks and stun them all together. Build up to 4 auto attacks after you Q them. Snare, Q them again, and walk away. In the meantime, you can Q these skeletons and just kind of kite them around while you wait for the snare to run out. Now that the snare is running out, you walk up to them, but you do not use an ability to interrupt their cast time. E them after they do their ability. 4 auto attacks, snare, and roll away. After the snare runs out, walk close again so they do their ability. Don't interrupt them. Use your E, 4 auto attacks, snare, walk away. Alright, this is going to be the first really complicated pull we're going to do this map. So we're waiting for the patrol to come over here. We're going to poison this guy and run around here. There's a poison. We run through here. We queue these skeletons. Walk down here. Prepare to use soldier helmet for the scorpion. Grab these guys and enfeeble. Come back towards the scorpion, queue everything, and E. After things are stunned, just keep picking up aggro. And you would use your roll when the scorpion sends out that next chain, just so that you don't get chained and pulled in. Now here, just let the mobs do their ability. E to dodge the auto attack. 4 auto attacks, snare, walk away. Now, the most important thing with this pull is to have the sword guy snared and stay away from them. If you make them do their ability while people are getting pulled in to the scorpion, they will get pulled through the sword guy's ability and they'll die instantly. So to prevent the sword guys from doing that ability, you just snare them and stay away from them. For this next pull, we're just looking for the archer to be here, and if we're lucky, we'll get a sword guy who patrols from the other direction to group also. But it looks like we're not going to be lucky today, so we're just going to walk up and stun. 4 auto attacks. And actually, I'm going to poison this guy. Snare, walk away. By the time the skeletons get over here, I'll be able to go in and stun them, just to make sure I have their aggro. Stand on a royal jacket, because I just wasted my E on those skeletons. I'm dropping an enfeeble here, even though they're going to do their abilities, because I don't have my E available. So now I'm able to use my E. 4th auto attack, snare, Q and walk away. Anytime you snare mobs, keep an eye on that debuff. So these guys aren't close to dying, I'm just going to pull them to the next sword guy, stun them all together. 4 auto attacks, snare, give him another Q and walk away. After he does his ability, E his first auto attack. You should be at 2 auto attacks already, and then you're able to do 2 more while he's stunned, snare in him, and walk away. He'll do his ability again. By the time he's done with that, he'll be dead. Alright, here you're going to do a 3 archer pull. Just prep some text instructions for the DPS. I messed that up. Oh well. So, it's kind of a little bit more difficult to do that pull when your DPS pull the skeletons from the other room, because you're kind of obligated to pick up the aggro from those skeletons, but you should be focused on getting the archers instead. So I'm gonna improvise here and poison the chest as their snare is running out. Gonna walk past them. Shoes their auto attack. Group them all together and stun. So that is basically what I was trying to do originally, but because we had skeletons coming from the other way and I was texting the wrong things and I just wasn't focused on the pull, I couldn't pull it off on the first try. So now by poisoning that chest, you clear most of the mobs off of it, and you'll be able to go and grab it here after these mobs die. Prep some text. So a lot of people don't know the intricacies of skipping like this, so you can just walk up to him, he'll do an ability, and then you invis on the other side. Perfect. That is actually the first time I've never had DPS mess that up. So the main reason you want to use Tenacity Shoes there is so that you can just go straight into the next pull. And if the DPS use Spectre Shoes or Skinner Shoes, they're not going to be able to invis during this pull, and it'll complicate things. So pull the two mages together, stun them. 4 auto attacks, snare, walk away. Just going to pick up the remaining 2 skeletons here. We're looking for that patrol. If I poison him now, I'll pull the other mage with him, so I'm just gonna wait. Still can't poison him because he'll pull that. Alright, now we can grab him. Build up to 4 auto attacks after you Q him. Snare, walk away, and actually I like grabbing these other mobs over here just to save a little bit of time. Snare them, put a Q on them. Pretty simple stuff with skeletons. For the next pull here, we are going to pull this sword guy, and we are going to pull him all the way up to here. So I need to wait for him to get away from the archers. Going to roll his auto attack. Let him do an ability. After he does the ability, use your soldier helmet. Group them all together. E to dodge their auto attack. Q, 4 auto attacks. snare, give him another Q, and walk away. Ooh. Yeah, I should have rolled that. Alright, so after you screw things up like that, you need to get back on their aggro table, otherwise DPS are gonna die. So spam a few Qs, hopefully the DPS use invis. If they don't, this is about to get crazy. If you walk down here too far, you'll actually pull the archers too, so just be careful of that. Up here, just clear out the skeletons. You'll aggro the archer by doing that, but it's okay. He'll clump with the skeletons nicely. Give him 4 auto attacks. Snare him and walk away. Now up here, you're looking to poison the skeleton as long as the knight is away. You're going to come around here, Q them, and I can't do it because the patrol is there. We're going to stun them there. So I'm going to... There we go. If you watch my Stone Wars video, you'll see how that pull works, and I explain it there. That's the Stone Wars Advanced tanking guide. You're just explaining to the healer not to heal. Alright, so for this, we're going to roll the first auto attack from the mages, poison the ones behind them, snare out of there, and healer healed. It works. No, it doesn't work. There is a knight in here. We're going to reset that. Alright, so we're waiting for these patrols to walk away. Now that they walk away, we do the same thing. Roll the first auto attack, poison, snare away, soldier helmet, clump them, and E. 4 auto attacks, 2, 3, 4 snare, roll. Sometimes you need to explain to the DPS they need to be close, otherwise they don't do their abilities. This is especially important if you have people reflecting. So now we're just rotating defensives. Alright, I think they might have missed their reflect. So if they missed their reflect on the first ability the mages do, you're not able to tank 4 mages very long. So we're just going to simplify this pull and bring it down to only 2. Bring them in here, roll their first auto attack, E back into them. Q and 4 auto attacks. Snare. Walk away. After those guys are dead, you do the same thing for the next ones. You need to have your soldier helmet or your royal shoes available. Just poison them, roll their first auto attack, bring them all the way back to the hallway so you don't lure the patrolling sword guys. Give them an E and a Q, 4 auto attacks, snare, Q them again and walk away. Then after that you switch to your BMS for the boss. You need toughness passives. You want the first Q and the 4th W. And I think we'll be okay. Yeah, we've got Frost here, who's the reason you bring Frost is so that they can use Frost Beam. An alternative is bringing an Iron Root for the Shadow Caller swap. Alright, so to start the boss fight, drop an Enfeeble, poison and roll the first auto attack, walk up auto attack, and Q him. Drop a BMS on him during his AoE around himself. After the Frost Beam is done, I use my W to keep his auto attack slow, and I drop my BMS on him, just so that it's stacked up to 4 by the time my W runs out. Here my E is bugged. There it goes. Alright, roll an auto attack to help the healer keep up. Drop an Enfeeble this round. Honestly, I don't need this many defensives. I'm just kind of using whatever I feel like. When you have 2 Royal Jackets plus a Frost, you can really kind of just chill, and as long as you have a defensive on the boss, it doesn't really matter what it is. Alright, and it is very frequent that the map holder for a level 18 will ask you to pay for getting into his level 18 map, since he loses the map afterwards. So my map holder has asked that we pay him 400k. And to do that, we'll just duel inside the HCE here. Alright guys, well thank you for watching. Hopefully you learned something about tanking and preaching here, and I'll see you out there in hardcore expeditions.